2 years ago, I bought this historic 89-year-old Tudor-style English stone cottage built in 1936. We've done a ton of work to this house since I first closed on it. If you haven't seen the full renovation video, make sure you check it out right after this one. Today, I want to go through my full basement renovation and what it actually cost me to finish that space. The basement was pretty dark, dirty, full of bugs and spiders, but there was potential. It already had tile floors, ductwork for heat and air, and even a half bath. But the framing was bad, the layout wasn't ideal, and the half bathroom had a 4-foot tall toilet which I didn't fully understand. Also, the sink drain went straight into the floor and into the sump pump to drain out. It definitely wasn't designed to be a real living space. So within the first week of closing, we started demolition. Luckily for me, demolition's mostly free, and we definitely know how to break stuff. We pulled down the walls and saved what we could. The plywood sheets were still in good condition, and plywood's expensive, so those stayed. Same with a lot of the treated lumber. The old drop ceiling drywall though, that went straight to the dump. You can't save everything. It was claustrophobic with a low ceiling, and we opted to go for an open industrial look. The last owner used this space as a closet for clothes and storage, but we're going to be adding a closet elsewhere, so we opened this all up and pulled the walls and framing down here too. After the initial demo, I prepped everything for the next phase, but then nothing happened for a few months. That's because the next steps required cash. I'm a freelance video editor, so I flew out to LA for a few big jobs to save up enough to keep going. While I was in LA, I Airbnb'd the upstairs, so I had to move all my stuff to the basement, but this helped me get me money that I needed to get done sooner. And the new bathroom is going to be over here in this space. That's where the old one was. It's completely been ripped down and now there's just boxes. Once I had the funds, I enlisted the help of a family friend who's a general contractor. But enough backstory. Let's get down to brass tacks and get into it. One of the biggest expenses and first thing we had to do was plumbing. I wanted to turn the half bath into a full bath, add a shower, and extend the space. That meant jackhammering the slab and adding a new drain. The concrete removal was $900, the concrete saw rental was $100, and the tie into the main drain and to re-pour the concrete was $450. Painful, but unavoidable. We had to do it before we moved on. Next was the framing. The laundry room wall extension and a new wall with a 36-inch door, headers for support, and bathroom framing tied into the ceiling and floor. Labor and materials, reusing some of that treated lumber from the original build, came out to $525. The electrical hurt the most, but this is where I don't mess around. My electrician ran all new wiring, outlets, puck lights, bathroom fan, fixtures, and even replaced the breakers that didn't match the wire gauges. The total was $1,946. I'll do 12-volt systems all day like what I did in my van, but once we're talking 120 volts and up, I'm hiring it out. In the main space in front of the fireplace, we added a soffit around the mechanicals and did drywall there too. That was an additional $500. For the bathroom, we had a shower kit, fixtures, and the PEX plumbing for the shower, sink, and toilet came out to $575. I did mold-resistant drywall all throughout the entire basement, and that came out to $411. I could have saved some money here and bought the normal drywall, but it is still a basement. I did have a leak that we've since fixed, and water hasn't got down here in months, but it does seem wise long term. The hard part about drywall mud and tape isn't the price. It only costs $60 for tape and 2 boxes of mud. It's the sanding and drywall dust that's the real price. And over the course of the renovation, I had another family friend help here and there. He put in about 32 hours and I paid him $800 for his time, but he's worth way more than that. Next, new windows. The windows themselves cost $160, $148, and the window installation was $500 for removing both the old ones, putting the new frames in, caulk, and sealing. Then we primed the ceiling and walls all at once. 10 gallons plus labor came out to $700. Well worth it. I did not want to get covered in paint, and this would have taken me days alone. I don't have as good of a spray gun, and I couldn't have done nearly as good of a job. One controversial one was painting the fireplace. A few of you let me know in the comments of the last video you did not love this. I think it adds a cool artistic touch to the space, and most importantly, I like it, and that's enough. I had to relocate 2 vents to maximize space, one for the bathroom and one for the main living space. Those were $125 each, making $250 total. We did 2 bags of self-level in the bathroom, $40 a bag for $80 total. Bathroom tile, glue, and grout was about $150, as it was a pretty small space and each of those big tiles are a great deal at $1 a piece. My dad came in clutch here. He's done all the tile work around my house and always does a great job. Adding the tile here really started to make it feel like we were getting close, and this turned out to be one of my favorite parts of the whole renovation. Next, we installed the bathroom and laundry doors. Those were $50 each, coming out to $100 total. Our family friend had some old trim he wanted to get rid of. My dad helped me cut these down and paint them, so we saved a little money there. Remember that old plywood we saved from the walls? My dad reused a few pieces to make boxes for the puck lights to mount to. No cost added, and I absolutely love these. We painted the full space with 2 cans of cotton sheets on the walls, 1 can of deep blue for the fireplace, and ultra white semi-gloss for the trim. Along with rollers, trays, and a few other materials, this all came out to about $295. There's a discount store locally that sells cabinets and bathroom vanities cheap. This one was my favorite that they had, and we picked it up for $259.86. For the toilet install and hardware, that came out to $100. The stairs needed some love too. We rented a sander, replaced a few boards, stained all the stairs, and did 2 coats of polyurethane. Everything was about $200 or so, and me and my dad did this together. And by together, I mean Dad mostly did everything while I recorded video of it. A few finishing touches, and you can see how far we've come from the day I closed on the house. No more 4-foot tall toilet. We converted the half bath to a full bath, and made this house now a 3-bed, 2-bath instead of a 2-bed, 1-bath. I'm incredibly happy with how everything turned out. It's way more functional and comfortable. We brightened and cleaned up the space tremendously and added about 500 square feet of living space to the house. And now, the moment everyone's been waiting for, the final total. Everything included came out to $10,042.34. And honestly, for me, this was 100% worth it. Even after 10 months in this space, this room is my favorite room in the house and where I spend most of my time. Let me know in the comments, would you have spent $10,000 to make your basement look like this? Or did I overpay? If you made it this far in the video, make sure you check out my full renovation video where we go through everything I've done to this cottage in the last 2 years. Subscribe if you want to follow my renovation journey. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.